So this is the Zontes 368G, the ADV version, the SUV version, let's call it this way. It is fairly inexpensive and has a lot of features. Costs 6,000 euro basically on the road here. Everything included. We have heated grips, we have traction control, ABS, we do not have cruise control. I just thought about that. No, we do not have cruise control, but we have a lot of other features on this bike. We have a fairly big trunk here. Unfortunately, not two full-faced helmets, but 1.5, or one jet and one full-faced. Let's get to the controls, the display and the storage space. So on the left-hand side here, we have the brake lever for the rear disc brake. We also have a parking brake with a little lever here. You just put it like this. Then the rear brake is basically locked. If you put it on the side stand, where you release it very easily like this. We have a button here for the passing light. We have high beam, low beam. We have a hazard light switch here. We have a turn signal switch here. We have the horn button here. We have the button here for the fog lamps. They're actually light up in two colors, in the regular fog light color and in kind of an amber color. We have a set and mode button here for the display. On the right hand side we have the throttle, we have the brake lever for the front disc brake, we have a emergency cutoff switch here, we have the eco switch for for the mode. This is the mode button for eco and sport. We can turn on the scooter here. We have traction control, we can turn it off. We have the seat button here, we have the starter switch here, and we have a button here for the heated grips. So in the middle we have the display. I don't want to show you too much of it because I don't have any time for this. It's a very, very demanding menu system. There's a lot of stuff in there. Let's see if I can get in there at least. You press longer on the set button and there you go. Yeah, sorry guys, I just got in the menu. It's just this set and mode button. Sorry, I'm too stupid for this. It is so confusing, longer press to get out and stuff. I always have the same problems, always with Zontes. Why don't they put a little joystick there? Everything is fine. It costs maybe €1 more in production. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, I will leave it to that here. I will show you the storage space here. We have a little cubby hole right here. We also have a hook we can actually turn around so we don't see the hook. We have three USB connections all together, so we have 6 connections and 3 sockets with USB-C and the regular one. This one here is not too deep. Then we also have the seat. I will open up the seat for you here. The seat, it is actually pretty nice. Unfortunately, I cannot fit my helmet in the front here, so we have maybe 1.5 helmets in there. And before I thought, oh wow, this is huge, but it's not that huge. But it's not small, but it could be a teeny tiny bit bigger for 2 full-face helmets, but unfortunately it's not. Anyways, I will close it up like this and let's see if we can make a sound check. And that's everything here, and then we will do our test ride. So this is the new Zontes 368G 2025 model year, the ADV. There's also a more scooter-like version available. Well, not at the moment here, but I hope it will come to Spain soon. Anyways, let's take it out for a little spin. Let's go. There we go. Let's turn it on. And let's go back. So the seat height, apparently according to the measurements is fairly low. I will put it on the screen, but it is actually fairly high, maybe because of the wide seat or so. So you have to be careful. If you're shorter than me, I'm 175 or 5'9". I would definitely recommend a seating check at your local dealer, because it is fairly high and maybe almost like on the Honda XADV or so, so a little bit higher. And you might need to check that out. It's supposed to go off-road here, and we also have larger dampening or travel of the suspension here, so everything is basically made for a little bit going off-road here. We have two riding modes here, as you can see. We have Sport and Eco. I've been on Eco before. I did not really notice any difference in the get up and go here. Maybe it will use a little bit less gas in Eco, I have no idea. But other than that, the display, as you can see, if there's no sun, it's very, very nice, crisp and clear. You can see everything. When the sun comes directly from behind, there's a lot of reflections on it, and it is actually getting very hard to see when the sun is in the rear. I did not notice that on other scooters that much on TFT, but maybe it's because of the glass or whatever they put in front of it, that it can be quite disturbing or troubling or whatever you want to call it. The handling here in the corners and everything, it's very, very, very light and agile. I mean, the bike weighs 203 kilos altogether on the road, but it is very, very light to flick around here. Like when you're in traffic in the city, it's very, very light. You don't feel that it weighs so much, you know. If you're at higher speed, it is actually not too bad then anymore. It does feel good. It's still nimble, but it does not feel, you know, twitchy or anything like that. It feels good. And so from the riding comfort and everything, I can highly recommend this. It's really nice. So let's try to do a 0 to 100 here. Go. On the road at higher speeds, it still feels good. All of a sudden it's not so agile. Well, it is agile, but I don't want to put any negatives on it, because it's very stable all of a sudden. I don't know how they did that. That's pretty nice. So lower speed, very nimble, agile. Higher speeds, very stable. That is very good. And apparently now finally the windscreen actually stays in the position where I put it to, because I had problems earlier on. Also, as you might notice, my voice is jumping up and down. That is because the suspension is very, very hard, but you can adjust the suspension, and I would recommend to actually change it when you get it, because for me it's a little bit hard and stiff. But maybe for some people it's not, I don't know. We are on a very steep incline here. I go 130, that is crazy. So in real life, maybe 120 or so. Let's see what the GPS data will say. I'm still going on full throttle here. Anyways, yeah, very stable at higher speed. The wind protection from the screen is actually pretty good. And it kind of reminds me of the XADV wind protection. I mean, it's not perfect, you know, by no means, but it's not so bad. Of course, you know, from the side you get a lot then, but the pressure goes off from your body, definitely. That is basically everything. Very positive here from this scooter. I like it very much. The seating position is like on a toilet. Actually, to be honest, we have a fairly big and dominant lumbar support, and with the feet, yeah, as I said, you can only put them on like on a toilet, or a little bit in an angle to the front there. But yeah, it is not ideal for my size, and I'm not really that tall. But it would be better if it was the angle was a little bit more to the front, on par with most of the other scooters, the 300 scooters I tried recently, like X-Max and Forza and so on. I like this bike already when I saw it the first time. You know, it definitely looks a little bit like the Honda XADV. Of course, the power is not on par with it. Yeah, a lot of gadgets. You can record everything. You know, you have 2 cameras in the front and in the rear, full HD. You can record with 1080. There's a lot to do if you're like a freak, or if you're like a freak like me. I would definitely ask Zontes to finally put a little joystick button in there or so. Then it's much easier to navigate. I mean, you have a full menu system with, you know, sub menus and stuff like that, and it's so very difficult to get in and out. It just gives me the creeps, you know. And although the dealer told me how to do it, I still don't get it, you know. I just go back to my own ways, and then I say, okay, it's just too difficult. But you know, from the looks and everything, very nice. Anyways, yeah, we're a little bit in the city and trying it out here. I mean, as you can see, well, you cannot really feel it like that, but it's so nimble. It's just crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. And for that price, I think it's definitely a recommendation. I would definitely get it. Anyways, that's my test right here of the Zontes 368G 2025 model year. Thanks very much for watching. This is Bernard Rider out. Take care. Bye bye.